Hi preschool coaches, and welcome to week 13. This week's theme is leaves. And as we are starting in November, we are starting our review process. We are not teaching very many more new skills, so we are going to start reviewing to be ready for routines. To be ready for routines, I need you to take a look at your checklists that Miss Teresa had given you. Those checklists are what we are going to use to make our routines. Now, in the preschool, the routines generally look the same because the setup is the same. However, it may differ based on if your child can do a back roll. So they'll do a back roll in the wedge rather than a front roll. If they need a cartwheel mat to do their cartwheel. You'll notice this week on floor, the cartwheel block is missing. They're doing it on the floor mat. So please just pay attention to those little things that may change how your routine looks. And as you're going through your checklists, you can take notes on those as well. All right, this week for leaves. Warm up. We of course have your leaf parachute, which our kids always love to play. You can also teach the wheelbarrow carry, where they have their hands down and you pick up their feet and try and get them to walk around. You can try that on a octagon if you want them to roll over the octagon and walk off of the octagon so they get used to the wheelbarrow feel. We also are practicing our jumps this week. That is the review that we are starting with this week. So to get them in the mood for jumps, we have a new manipulative in the preschool. We have frogs now. So you can play a game where they toss the frog back and forth to each other. We do have 5 frogs that they are allowed to use during the warm-up. There is 1 frog in the lesson plan. So you can play with the frogs, get them practicing jumping, different types of jumping on and off of things. That's what we're gonna be practicing this week. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask Miss Casey or Miss Teresa about your checklists. All right, for floor this week, as I said, we're gonna start with some review skills. You're gonna start with 3 jumps. You can have them do 3 tuck jumps, 3 straight jumps, or 3 straddle jumps, whichever one you would like. We are doing and talking about trees this week, so if you want them to do their straight jump like a tree, 1, 2, 3. As they get down, you'll notice the bow symbol here. We are adding a connected skill to their front roll. They are going to jump to front roll and stand up. So, hands on, jump, roll, stand up. This is where I told you that we've removed the cartwheel block. There are dots to remind them. Feet go on blue, hands go on red, and feet land on blue again. This is going to be a harder skill for them this week because they are so much used to the cartwheel block. This will be your coach spotting station. Remember to land in their lunge. Here we're practicing our frog jumps. We have our frog to remind you that that's what this skill is. Squat down, jump up, squat down. Onto their wall crawl handstand. They are gonna front roll through the leaves. So this is a standing front roll. Moving on to practice our handstand. Remember, 1 foot on top of the horse, 1 foot underneath him. Start in your lunge, hands up, hands down, and kick the back foot up. And we are gonna end with our tree pose. 1 foot, hands together, and up. For beam this week, we are practicing the cartwheel skill again on beam. This is one of those things that we practiced the handstand this week in Big Gym when we practiced at our staff meeting, but we are practicing the cartwheel just like we practiced the cartwheel on floor today. We are moving that cartwheel to the beam today. This is your spotting station. Yes, the feet are planted a specific direction. If your kids put their left foot in front, they will be facing this way so that you can spot from this side and still see everyone else doing beam. If your children cartwheel with the other foot, you need to have them change sides. They need to change sides, not you, because that way you are still on this side to observe everyone else on beam. So again, they have feet they have hands, you will have to help them make this jump. Right here, we're gonna practice our tree pose again. So together, and if you want your kids to go up into branches, practice movement while still balancing. On this game, we're gonna practice our mount sequence. So we've done this before. Usually we involve the two pictures. We have the V-sit and the knee scale. If your kids are advanced and can do both of those, the next step is the 1 foot lunge up to stand. Here we're gonna do high kicks over the leaves. Tiptoe through the leaves, toes up on releve. Here we are practicing that butterfly hands, but for this dismount, I do want our friends to change, instead of the wide butterfly hands for the handstand, we are going to do the butterfly hands for the cartwheel. Hands down and jump. Practice standing up. And here we're going to do our straddle jumps. Back up, jump all the way out. We can practice our tuck jumps here. 1, 2, 3, before starting again at the cartwheel. For bars this week, we are going to start in our butterfly position. Feet together, flap your wings 3 times before coming to the low bar. This is your spotting position. We are practicing our jump to push, front roll, so straight up. If your class is advanced enough and they can do their swings before they lean to do their front roll. On high bar, we are practicing swing to jump and freeze. So they are going to swing and land in the leaves that are here. And I want to see them stand. For P-bars this week, we are practicing their swing to straddle. So they need to be able to do their straight arms, swing to straddle. In your advanced classes, you may continue, transfer their weight to the front, tuck their toes in, swing down, and back up into your straddle travel. Please make sure, remember these are step stones. So if they can do one, then they can progress to the next skill. We're gonna bear crawl over the pine cones and jump, 2 feet jump over the leaves. For vault this week, we've brought the rings back. So this week for rings, we are practicing the pull up to your ears and tuck. So we want them to do both. Right here on the star, we are going to start practicing run, jump, and freeze. So run, jump, and freeze. Jump down. This one is squat on, 3 donkey kicks. 1, 2, 3. On the third, we are going to jump up or squat on. This week, they are allowed to choose whichever kind of jump they want. We are reviewing our jumps. Remind them they can practice straight jumps, tug jumps, straddle jumps, or backwards jumps because they've practiced those as well. We are practicing backwards roll here. This is your spotting station. Remember to have them sit, stop signs, pizzas. Their pizza hands must stay before their toes go over their nose. Turn, front roll, stand up. There will be handprints right here. I do expect them to need them. We're gonna practice our lever. In our cartwheel, we seem to be struggling a little bit with kicking up that back leg. So their lunge feet are here, hands down, back foot up, kick. Back down into lunge.